Okay, let's have quite exciting morning. Richard Jones. Oh dear, not Richard Jones Revenge now. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, the limited pool on this 15 minute. Bishop B4. Winawer for a laugh. He's going to go in for gambit line. Queen G4. Oh, he is. This will be fun. Gambit as white and as black against Richard. Okay. Recovered after that loss then. 2-1-5-2. What's he been doing since then? He's been playing a lot more of 15 minute. He's in a training session. A lot of 15 minute. Okay. If I take on D4, let's just take on C3, I think. So Queen C7, Bishop D7, bit of counterplay. Knight G5 here looks dangerous, isn't that? Rook F8. I'm not really that intimate with the theory. So Bishop D7, Castle Queenside. Okay. I think D4 here is interesting. Just open up that D file. So when I castle Bishop C6 and castle Queenside. Maybe even Knight D4 just takes Bishop C6, Queen C3 and then castle Queenside. So Knight D4 take, Bishop C6, Queen D6 there, just take Knight F5. Okay, time to take. I think Bishop C6. Mind you, how do I castle Queenside now? I think I have to do Knight D5 then castle Queenside. There's Queen A7. Knight. There isn't Knight F4. What about this D5? If I just play Rook D8 and Queen D7 on D1. Bishop E3. Is there Queen D2 there? Take. And moves D1. So Rook D8 as well as Knight D5. What about just Knight F5? That looks kind of nice. Knight F5 stops Queen D6s. The Queen goes off the D file, then castle Queenside. So knight f5 in castle queenside. Oh, okay. Looks like a beautiful position. Castle queenside here. Well, I've got a chance. Can't see anything else. So now, knight h4 to f3 is one idea. Knight d4 to f3 is another idea. Queen d7 is another idea. There's bishop e3. Rook g4 is another one. f6 is another one. Just trying to open the centre. f6 takes e5, and then queen e5 takes rook e8. With bishop f4 there. Rook d4. Okay, he's on a7. Shall I be worried? He has stopped knight d4, but he hasn't stopped knight h4. Play for knight h4 as well. Bishop e2 is knight g2. Knight h4 looks pretty dangerous actually. I'll go for that. Nothing much wrong with it. So there's a threat of knight f3. Actually there isn't. Actually the bishop's protecting whoa, bishop's protecting g1. Have I overestimated this position? What about f6? And he's okay here. Don't know what I'm doing here actually now. Oh, was the counter about to be removed? Rook g4 h3 or rook nope. Oh, this is looking as though it could go downhill quite easily now. I could try f6, looks a little bit on the desperate side. Could take maybe queen e5 later. So maybe just back to f5 for a moment. Bishop moves, knight takes, queen takes, then f6. Or just protecting this guy for a moment. a6, there's bishop b6. b6 looks pretty horrible for bishop a6. So I think I've got to do something radical, because bishop a7 is not that pleasant. Rook g6. f6 takes without rook d5 for e5. I think given the king's on the f file, it's a good idea to strip that f file. So there's queen e5 though, if he takes. Maybe rook d5 first, rook f5, rook f8. Actually, if I'm on f4, then rook f4. So rook d5, taking on a7 is out of the question actually, because then f4 is the benefit of f6. So bishop a7, if he takes actually, takes, there's queen f7, but he takes with the queen. Takes, check. so rook d5 here. I'm on f4 anyway, okay. So, also, what about the idea of rook d8 for rook d2? So rook f5, g3, e5. Also, there's bishop c4 here. Bishop c4. Bishop c4. Rook f5, there's bishop e6. Bit of a snag. What about knight takes g2? Knight takes g2 might be possible. Actually, takes the king there. Rook can move, winning queen. Takes, king moves d4 check. So knight takes g2 on bishop c4 might be good. Bishop takes d5 there. Then what? Takes queen e5. I'm just going into like self pins. So knight takes g2, queen e5. It's queen h7. There's king b8 here. Bishop d5. King b8, there's queen e5 as well. I think this is looking grim, actually. Bishop c4 is pretty convincing. What about queen d7? Queen d7 maybe keeps me a little bit in the game. Bishop d5, queen e5. So rook g2 is a threat. I think queen d7 it is. Laying this g2 business for a moment. It might be rook d2 if queen moves off d2. There might be knight takes g2 at some point. Also, what about e5? Takes, that's queen f5. e5 actually. Yes, e5 looks good to give the queen some squares. Takes queen check, queen g4, queen sack, e5. I hate to look, but he might have bishop a6. I don't really want to look at his possibilities too much. Oh dear. I want to keep the queen over there, so what about just rook f8 for a moment? I don't want bishop d5 without, or do I? E takes, not really threatening much there. If I play rook f8, keeps more tension in the game. Mind you, there's queen g7. Rook takes f7. Maybe it is time just to play queen takes f7. Bishop d5, e takes. Then there's, I don't know, queen g6 on Queen E5, Queen G6 on C2. Can Rook F8 really be an alternative here? Queen F6 is also pretty. Knight F5. If Queen G7 Rook F7 doesn't look too bad. Okay, on that note, let's just not take the pawn. Let's just go here. I've got Queen D5. That's the point. I'll take that. The Queen. So it's Queen G7. After Queen G7, I might be stuck. Rather embarrassingly. I think it's back foot time. So Queen D8. Try and get in Knight F5. Play Bishop D5. To Rook D1, C4, Knight F5. Bishop D5, C4, Knight F5. Queen moves. Bishop takes C4, Rook C1, B5. No, it's not really that convincing for me. So okay, but not too many choices. Unless Queen E7. There's no Bishop C5. Queen E7 might be possible. If I don't want to play Bishop D5, which looks horrendous. Queen E7. Alright, Queen E7. Oh, there's Queen G5. Alright, I'm going the exchange down. Alright, interesting. So it's Queen takes F7, Queen H5, any good? Got Queen E6s. Taking in the Rook doesn't look too appetizing either. So I think Queen's got A3 here. I lose E6. So whatever way doesn't look brilliant. Actually, Bishop takes threatened Queen B8. End of game. Whoops. I didn't think he was bad just because he got crunched accidentally in the King's Gambit yesterday. He's not too bad. So Queen C7, I'll just exchange down. And there's nothing. This hasn't worked. I'm surprised he didn't. Okay, I'm surprised he didn't just play Queen E6. Time pressure blunder. Get back to D5 for a moment. I'll try and play for E5. Oh, that's mating. Revenge is sweet. Yep. Well played. So there was a little bit of counterplay and sort of got extinguished. I think. I thought it was an interesting game anyway. So but once I was on the back foot here and this attack started, it's a bit annoying. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.